Hello, YouTube. I'm on here to share about toxic relationships. Men and women are in toxic relationships and they calling it love. They calling it love. Toxic, toxic relationships, okay? And then you got little kids and teenagers that are growing up in these homes where toxic relationships. Little kids growing up in a home with toxic parents, they gonna end up doing the same thing the mom and daddy doing. Okay, toxic relationships, but they call it love. So that's what I'm here to talk about: toxic relationships in our world today, and they call it love. That's love. They think that's love. That's not love. Toxic relationships, men and women in toxic relationships, and they call it love. They say that that's love. That's not love. That ain't love. And then kids are growing up. Kids are these kids are growing up in these toxic relationships, and the kids gonna end up acting just like the mama or daddy, and they call that love. That's supposed to be love. They say that that's love. They say that that's love, being in a toxic relationship, because man and woman think their ways are better than Christ's ways. The Bible says in Proverbs 12:14, there's a way of life. There's a way of life that looks harmless enough. Again, it leads straight to hell. Surely people appear to be having a good time. All the laughter will end in heartbreak. It ends in heartbreak. Toxic relationship, that knockoff love. That's what kind of love they got. They got that knockoff love. They don't got no Jesus love. And then in toxic relationships, the mama and daddy start talking mean to the kids. That's why most of these kids grow up. These kids are growing up in toxic homes. That's why they acting like they acting. Because look at the homes they're growing up in. Look at how the kids are being talked to. Okay? The mama and daddy, toxic relationship. But they think it's love. Knockoff love ain't love. Sex ain't love. Being with somebody because of what they look like, or you feel, or whatever. Toxic love. That's called toxic love. Human love is based off of toxic love. That ain't no love. But it seemed like it's right though. The woman thinks she right, the man think he right. Once again, there's a way of life that looks harmless. It looks harmless. It looks harmless in a toxic relationship. It looks harmless. There's a way, there's a way which seems right. There's a way that seems there's a way of life that looks harmless. It looks harmless. Again, it leads straight to hell. Surely people appear to be having a good time. All the laughter will end in heartbreak. And what they don't know in toxic relationships, everything that the mama is doing in front of those kids, what the daddy's doing, those kids gonna catch up with that. Okay? They gonna end up doing that. They gonna end up doing that. If the mama and daddy don't surrender to Christ, the kids gonna do that. It's gonna be a cycle. So a lot of men and women who in toxic relationships, they got that knockoff love. It's not real love. It's just based off of physical appearance. What she look like, what's this? It's physical stuff. Toxic relationships don't last. Then you got little kids growing up in toxic relationships because mama and daddy think that their ways are better. They think their ways are better. So they don't want to listen to Jesus Christ. And these kids they grow up in these homes and they end up getting in trouble. Okay? Because parents are the biggest influence. So it seems harmless. It looks right. It looks right for mama and daddy to be going back and forth with each other. But all the time, guess what? The kids are watching that. They're looking at that knockoff love. It's not real love. Human love is knockoff love. There is a way of life that looks harmless. It looks harmless to see mommy and daddy always going back and forth with each other, cussing each other out. It looks harmless. Again, it leads straight to hell. Surely people, they appear to be having a good time. All the laughter will end in heartbreak. It ends in heartbreak. And then the mama, she start cussing at the kids. There's some broken homes in this world. I'm praying for those that are in toxic relationship, mommy or daddy. I'm praying that God would help them to get out of it if they can't get along with each other. Okay? Toxic relationships. Toxic. I pray they call the national uh, helpline. I gotta pull that up where it helps you. Help a man or woman that want to get out of a toxic relationship. Because if they don't, their kids gonna grow up in that. But there's so many men and women that are so blind to God's truth. They're so blind. And I'm praying for them. And I gotta find that phone number. And it can help anybody that's in a toxic relationship. Okay. Okay, what is it? The National Helpline for Toxic Relationships. Okay, it's a domestic violence. Okay, yeah, because that's serious. That's what a toxic relationship is. It's domestic violence, and it's a national domestic violence 24-hour number. Okay, and I'm looking it up because I'm praying for people that's in toxic relationship that they would get out. They would get out of it because they don't know what they're doing to their kids. Okay, and I'm looking for the number right now. Yes, it says it's at 1-800 7 1-800-799 safe. 1-800-799 safe 7233. That's the number. I'm praying for men and women in toxic domestic violence stuff that you would get out, that you would get some help so your kids won't grow up like that. Okay? I know I've been there, done that. So it's 1-800-799 safe 7233. Bye bye.